that if they will not come to school, ma'am, then online classes will not be there also.
That is completely authority's decision. I have no say in this. Neither I know that what they have planned.
Ma'am, in the message it was came that the online classes will be suspended.
Huh. Then maybe like this.
Ma'am, have you brought Abhinath in the school?
No, he's at home only. His classes are not going on from the school, no. So he's at home only.
Ma'am, Abhinath will come.
Don't know. His father will decide actually, not me. I have to come
Okay,
to
ma'am.
school. Of course, I'll bring him, but then his father will make a decision whether he'll be coming with me or not. Right? Okay.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
we let us
Yes,
start
ma'am.
with right. Are we over with the question answers of chapter 8? Please, Pradyum, tell.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So we
chapter 9.
Ma'am, we have to discuss question number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
let us do it. Let us do it later on. Let us start with the chapter, right? Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. So we'll start with the new chapter of civics. Let me change the heading. Okay.
Ma'am, all the teachers are coming to school and teaching.
Only 9 to 12 are there right now. We are going to start chapter 6, that is role of police and courts. See, class, we all know that these courts and the police, they both, yes, Pradyunsh?
Ma'am, in our previous, ma'am, in the combined lecture, ma'am, we had read the chapter till the comic part.
Okay.
And ma'am, you had explained it.
I had explained also, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
many
ma'am.
but many were not there in the class. So let us restart it, right? So I'll be asking you that what is the importance of police and the court? Are they important to the society, to the country, to the
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. How
Ma'am,
are
to
they?
maintain.
Ma'am, they maintain law and order.
Ma'am,
Very good. They maintain law and order. They're very good. What else?
ma'am, they arrest the criminals. They keep a check of crimes, and they prevent more of crimes, like saving people from the robbers, thieves, and murderers.
Very good.
They ensure
Supervise
the
the
safety
area.
of the public.
They are, see, police is mainly, see, police and court, they together, they work for the betterment of the society. Now, how do they work? Like police is there to take care of the law and order, and the courts are there to keep a check on the criminals, right? Those people who are charged with certain offenses, they are taken to the court, they go for a trial, and the decision is taken accordingly. Whatever the crime level is, accordingly, whether it is a civil case or a criminal case, accordingly it goes to the respective courts, and then whatever offense the person has done, there is a proper prosecution, and the defense lawyers are there. They take up these cases. Either these people, they hire them, or if a person is not in a condition to afford a defense lawyer, then that person is given a government lawyer, right? Now, see, police keeps a check that if any crime takes place, they arrest that person, right? Prepare a charge sheet, and after preparing the charge sheet, what do? They take that person to the the person is arrested, then taken to the magistrate court. There, a charge sheet is prepared, and then whatever, whether the person is innocent or culprit, accordingly the decisions are taken, and then trial takes place. If the person is innocent, then the person is left, and if the person is charged, then proper court proceedings take place. Right now, courts, they help us in bringing down the level of the crimes that take place police helps us in bringing down the level of the crimes that take place in the society or in the country, right? And these courts, they help the police by punishing those people who does any kind of offense and create disturbance in the society, in the country, in the state, in the region, right? I hope this much is clear to all of you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So many were not there in that class the other day. दो दिन की क्लास होती है कैसे करेंगे है ना नहीं क्या क्लास करेंगे हाँ जी right, this much is clear and understood, no class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the other day when some of the students were not there in the class, it is only for them the role of police and the courts. I am reading these comic strips for you. Now they are, see, in these comic strips, they are telling that a girl along with her friends, they had gone out somewhere, and while coming back they met with an accident, and after the accident it was found that the two of the friends were dead on the spot, and the girl who was driving the car was taken to the police. Police arrested her, and after that, when she was presented before the magistrate, charge sheet was prepared that yes, whatever was, whatever charges the girl has been put, they were all true to the facts. And after the court proceedings, after the prosecution and the defense lawyers, arguments, whatever takes place in the court, it was decided the girl was considered as a convict, and the court had to give the verdict. And as per the verdict, the girl was given imprisonment for 3 years, and then she also was told to pay 5 lakh rupees each to the both the families whose son had died in the accident. Right now I am reading the comic strip. 4 college friends, Siddharth, Myra, Anuj, and Disha, are returning home after a late night party. Watch out, Myra, slow down. Now, when this statement was said, immediately after that, the girl who was driving the car, she had hard hit the car to the divider, and because of which, what happened? Two of the friends, male friends, they died. 15 minutes later, so madam, you were driving the car. Yes, yes. Myra confesses, yes, I was driving the car. Verma Pant, seal all evidence you find in the car and take madam to the hospital. 3 hours later at the police station. Now, after she was taken to the hospital, an FIR has been registered by the police against madam, and she has been booked under IPC section 337 and 304 for rash and negligent driving and for causing death due to negligence. We have to put her under arrest. Now, everything, like after 3 hours, when the father comes to the police station where the girl is already taken from the hospital, so the police tells that what exactly has been charged against, what charges have been put against the girl. So the girl tries to convince her father that Papa, please save me, I did not do anything deliberately. She tells her father that whatever happened, it happened in a state where I had no control over the situations, and deliberately means knowingly I have not done anything wrong to the people. The deaths that the killing or the death that took place, that was not a planned this thing. It was all of a sudden that the car met with an accident, and both the boys, they died. Myra was released on bail the next day. अब पुलिस स्टेशन से तो अगले दिन उसको बेल पे छोड़ दिया गया, ठीक है, कुछ स्पेसिफिक चार्जेस लेके. But within a week, a charge sheet was filed against her in the magistrate's court. She was rearrested and a trial in the court began. So, according to you, the accused, Myra and her friends had been driving around in an inebriated state for nearly an hour before the accident. At the time of the accident, were you present there and what did you witness? One of the witnesses who was brought to the court, who had seen, the incident taking place, he is standing in the a place where generally the witnesses are told to stand, and the prosecution lawyer is asking him that, yes, you were present there, what exactly happened, please tell us. Yes, I was present there. Their car was speeding and went over the road divider. Then it crashed into against the traffic signal. I rushed to help. By the time the ambulance arrived, the two boys in the car were dead. This was told by the witness. After 2 months, the court arrived at its decision and the judge gave a verdict. अब 2 महीने तक इस चीज पे ट्रायल होते रहा, कोर्ट पे प्रोसीडिंग्स होती रही, and finally the court came to a decision that Myra जो थी, she was guilty, and the judgment was given by the court. After hearing the defense and the prosecution, the accounts of the eyewitnesses and the evidence gathered by the police, the court finds that Myra is guilty under IPC section 304 and is awarded a 3-year term in the prison. The court also orders her to pay a compensation of rupees 5 lakhs to each of the families of the deceased. So this is how, the police arrests, then presents the person to the court. After that, a charge sheet is prepared. There is an officer who is told to look into the matter, what exactly has happened. And if the officer finds, the person in charge finds that yes, whatever has been said, whatever has been written in the FIR, that is true to the knowledge of the person, then a charge sheet is prepared. And this is how the court works, and along with the police. Now, based on the story discussed, in the event of a crime, who carries out the investigation? What are the agencies involved in deciding the fate of an accused? What is the function of a defense or prosecution lawyer in a court case? Do you think drinking and driving is a menace against the young? What can be done to curb such tragic incidents in future? Right? So this chapter is completely about, the role of the police and the courts, that how collectively they are responsible for upholding the law and protecting life and property of the citizens of a nation. Right, class? This much is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear and understood, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Very good. So, without wasting time, let us start reading. Pradyunsh, you read better.
Yes, ma'am. Courts and police. The court have played a very significant and productive role in laying the foundation of constitutional law. Although the Indian Parliament decides what the laws will be, the court decide how these laws will be applied to particular cases. The court play an important role in delivering justice to the people. They are the protector of the fundamental rights of the people and also and are known for their impartial decision in the disputes.
Wait,
The police.
Pradyunsh, wait. See, first paragraph. The courts have played a very significant and productive role in laying the foundations of constitutional law. We all know the constitution that has been made. The judiciary is there to protect the constitutional laws. Anybody offensing or violating any of the law, the judiciary keeps a check on it. Right? Right, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, although the judiciary does not make the laws. Have you ever seen judiciary making laws?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Who
Ma'am,
makes
legislature.
legislation? Very good. See, the legislature, the government that is in power, along with the members, they in the parliament is the main body of making the laws, right? Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, both the houses, ordinary bills are passed, and accordingly the laws are made once they are passed by the parliament, right? So court itself does not, the judiciary does not make the laws, but it is the legislature that ensures whatever laws are made, that the laws are made, and judiciary is there to protect those laws. If anybody violates them, then it is the responsibility of the court to ensure correct punishment for such people, right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ankur, read now.
The police, on the other hand, are responsible for maintaining law and order in the state. Whenever a crime is committed, the police arrest the suspect based on the FIR, first information report, filed with them.
Filed.
They in, filed with them.
Hmm.
They investigate a crime by identify the witnesses, recording their statement and producing them in the court when required. It is also their task to gather all evidence related to the crime and to present a charge sheet in
Hmm.
the court against an accused. However, the police cannot punish the criminals. They present the accused to the
Accused.
court. It is accused. It is the task of the court to decide whether the suspect is actually person who has committed the crime or not. If the suspect is found guilty, he is given a suitable punishment by the court. However, during the period of trial, the suspect remains in the custody of the police.
Fine. Now, anything in this that I need to explain? See, whenever police catches hold, if a person wants police help, right? If a person sees any kind of criminal activity going on or taking place, if a person witnesses any such thing, then it is the responsibility of the person to go to the nearby police station and lodge an FIR, right? Without FIR, police is not able to investigate anything. So an FIR is a very important document that has to be with the police to initiate any kind of investigation, right? Then after the FIR is launched, then the person who is in the police station goes to the crime scene and looks into the matter, and then whosoever is responsible for the same, either they catch hold of it or they try to find that person out, and a charge sheet is prepared against that person आफ्टर प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन. ये नहीं कि किसी ने एफआईआर लॉन्च करा और तुरंत उसके अगेंस्ट चार्ज जो है बन जाएगी, ऐसा नहीं होता. जब एफआईआर लॉन्च होती है तो पुलिस जाके देखती है कि हाँ भाई कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है इसके लिए, क्या वाकई में जिनका नाम वो बता रहा है जिसने एफआईआर लॉन्च कराया है, क्या वाकई में वो इंसान वो पर्सन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द क्रिमिनल एक्टिविटी, या कोई और है, या किसी किन्हीं सिचुएशंस के अंडर आके, किसी प्रेशराइज्ड सिचुएशन के अंडर आके, या किसी ऐसी सिचुएशन में फंस के जहां पे द थिंग वाज ऑफ लाइफ एंड डेथ, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं उस सिचुएशन में आके द पर्सन हैज कमिटेड द क्राइम. तो बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं विच द पुलिस अंडरटेक्स बिफोर अरेस्टिंग अ पर्सन. ठीक है, उसके बाद जब चार्जशीट तैयार हो जाती है तो पुलिस जो है उस पर्सन को जाके अरेस्ट कर आती है. ठीक है, दिस मच इज क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I think this whole thing is clear. No, nothing more to explain about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
चलिए ठीक है. Next, Prachi, carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Prevention against arbitrary arrest and detention. In carrying out such
Arbitrary arrest.
arbitrary arrest and detention. In carrying out its investigation, the police may arrest and interrogate people. To ensure that the police investigation falls in the gambit of ethics and human rights, the Supreme Court has clearly laid down some guidelines to be followed by the police and other investigating agencies in the arrest, detention, and interrogation of any person. These are known as the DK Basu guidelines. Beside these, Article 22 of our Constitution also provides safeguards against arbitrary arrest and detention. The rights of arrested persons under this right include: number one, the right of the informed of the grounds of the arrest at the time of arrest. Number two, the right to consult and be defended by a legal practitioner of choice. Number three, the right to be produced before the nearest magistrate within a period of 24 hours of arrest. Number four, the right not to be tortured or ill treated at any point of times by the investigating agencies. Numbers, Number five, confessions made in police custody cannot be deemed as evidence since it may involve coercion or torture. Police officials
Wait,
at
wait.
the district level.
Wait. Let me tell you some more about this. Now, you know, what is the role of the police in investigating a crime? See, one important function of the police is to investigate any complaint against the commission of a crime. Whenever a crime, happens, it is the responsibility of the police. If a complaint comes, then the police has to go for the investigation. An investigation includes recording of statements of witnesses and collecting different kinds of evidences. On the basis of the investigation, the police are required to form an opinion. If the police thinks that the evidence points to the guilt of the accused person, then they file a charge sheet in the court. It is not the job of the police to decide whether a person is guilty or innocent. That is for a judge to decide. Now see, the police never decides. I told you that police never decides that whether a person is guilty or innocent. It is the work of the court or the judge to decide. According to the constitution, the rule of law should prevail, which means, what is rule of law, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, बताओ हमने क्या बताया था? What is rule of law?
Ma'am, the laws can never be bent, and
Very good.
ma'am, the laws can never be bent, and the person who has gone out of the laws should never be should not be like relieved. Ma'am, I am not
Rule
getting
of
the
law,
correct word.
see, हाँ, ठीक है, I'll do that. Don't worry. Rule of law means that everybody is equal in the eyes of law. This is rule of law, right? Whether there is a
Yes,
king, a queen, a rich person, a billionaire, a millionaire, a trillionaire, if that person commits a crime, and if it is under the law, then that person will be treated the same way a criminal is treated. Right? So rule of law means everybody is equal in the eyes of law. तभी तो आपने देखा होगा ना, there is a lady who holds that scales, weighing scales होते हैं ना, उनको पकड़ के रखा हुआ है और आंखों
Yes,
पे
ma'am.
लोग कहते हैं
yes,
कानून,
ma'am.
लोग ऐसा
Yes,
कहते
ma'am. Black color.
ऐसा कहते हैं ना, बट इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. इट इज लाइक दैट कि भाई रूल ऑफ लॉ है, सबकी नजर, कानून की नजर में, लॉ के आईज में, जजेस जो आपका जुडिशरी है, उसके लिए एवरीबडी इज इक्वल. कोई बड़ा नहीं है, कोई छोटा नहीं है, कोई अमीर नहीं है, कोई गरीब नहीं है, कोई भिखारी नहीं है. अगर एक अमीर आदमी ने भी कोई किसी को मार दिया है, तो उसकी वही पनिशमेंट होगी जो एक गरीब आदमी किसी को मारेगा उसको मिलेगी. The law cannot be biased towards anybody, right? This is what they are trying to say, that the rule of law means everybody is equal in the eyes of law. Anybody committing any kind of crime, XYZ person, whether rich, whether influential person, whether a minister, whether a doctor, anybody committing this crime anybody committing crime, if it is offensible, then the person has to be punished under the law. Because a person is a doctor, is an eminent person, is a respectful person, that does not mean that the court gives them, the law gives them free access to do anything that they want to do. Right? Right, class?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Fine. Now, according to the constitution, the rule of law should prevail, which means that everyone is subject to the law of the land. Now, law of the land का मतलब क्या होता है? जैसे इंडिया में जो laws हैं, वो इंडिया में ही प्रैक्टिस किए जाते हैं. आप जाओ अमेरिका में, इंडियन लॉज को आप प्रैक्टिस कर लो, नॉट पॉसिबल. अमेरिकन लॉज आर डिफरेंट, ब्रिटिश लॉज आर डिफरेंट, ठीक है, आपके रशियन लॉज आर डिफरेंट, अमेरिका, साउथ अमेरिका, नॉर्थ अमेरिका, अफ्रीका हुआ आपका, कोई भी XYZ कंट्री, वहां हर कंट्री की अपने अपने लॉज होते हैं, अपना अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होता है. तो हमारे कंट्री में अगर कोई कमिट करता है ऑफेंस, कोई क्राइम जो है कमिट करता है, तो उसको हमारे कंट्री के लॉज के अकॉर्डिंग ही पनिशमेंट मिलेगी. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this
Ma'am, I want to ask, ma'am, in last point,
Yes.
there is a word coercion. Ma'am, what is the meaning of it? On last point.
देखो, इसका पता है बेटा क्या होता है, कई बार क्या होता है, पुलिस आपको प्रेशराइज करके आप पे जो है जबरदस्ती करके आपसे स्टेटमेंट लिखवा लेती है कि हाँ भाई मैंने जो है चोरी करी है, हाँ भाई मैंने मर्डर करा है. तो ये चीज अगर पुलिस कस्टडी में कोई ये कहता है कि भाई मैंने ऐसा करा है, तो वो कोर्ट नहीं मानता है उसको. कोर्ट ये कहता है कि आपने जो भी कन्फेशंस पुलिस कस्टडी में होते हैं, वो कई बार जोर जबरदस्ती से भी होते हैं, है ना. कई बार लालच दे दिया जाता है, तुम्हें इतने पैसे दे देंगे, भाई लाओ, तुम कमिट कर लो कि हाँ भाई तुमने कराया ऐसा, तो ये चीज गलत है, ऐसा नहीं होता है। पुलिस कस्टडी में कोई भी कन्फेशन जो दिए जाते हैं उनको कोर्ट कभी नहीं मानता है। कोर्ट अपनी प्रॉपर प्रोसीडिंग्स, जो कोर्ट की जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन होती है वो अलग होती है, ठीक है।
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, right.
Now, this includes the police. Therefore, police investigations always have to be conducted in accordance with law and with full respect for human rights. The Supreme Court has laid down guidelines that the police must follow at the time of arrest, detention and interrogation. Detention मतलब जब आप क्रिमिनल को रोकते हो अपने प्रिजन में, तब, और जब आप उसको इंटरोगेट करते हो, देयर आर सर्टेन नॉर्म्स। आप किसी भी चीज को आप एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते हो, ठीक है। The police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot anyone during investigation. They cannot inflict any form of punishment on a person even for petty offenses. अगर किसी ने चोरी कर ली है तो भी पुलिस को ये परमिशन बिल्कुल नहीं है बेटा कि वो मार पिटाई करके उससे जो है कमिट करवाए, ठीक है। तो ये सब प्रैक्टिसेस जो हैं एज पर लॉ दे आर नॉट टू बी प्रैक्टिस्ड बाय द पुलिस। Article 22 of the Constitution and criminal law guarantee to every arrest person the following fundamental rights. हमारा जो आर्टिकल 22 है वो ये कहता है, अगर कोई भी पर्सन को अरेस्ट करा गया है बाय द पुलिस, उस पर्सन को ये जानने का अधिकार है कि किस कारणों से उसको अरेस्ट किया गया है, ठीक है। उसके बाद उस पर्सन को सीधे ले जाके आप जेल में नहीं डाल सकते हो। आपको, जब आपने उसको अरेस्ट करा, आपको उसको सीधा मजिस्ट्रेट के पास लेके जाना है within 24 hours of arrest. Then किसी भी तरीके का इल ट्रीटमेंट उस इंसान के साथ नहीं होता है ड्यूरिंग दी अरेस्ट और इन दी कस्टडी। हमने अभी आपको बताया कन्फेशन जो भी वो लेते हैं वो मान्य नहीं होता है, ठीक है। A boy under 15 years of age and a woman cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. 15 साल से छोटी उम्र का लड़का और जो महिलाएं होती हैं उनको आप डायरेक्टली जो है पुलिस स्टेशन में नहीं बुला सकते हैं फॉर क्वेश्चनिंग। उसके लिए आपको परमिशन की रिक्वायरमेंट होती है एज पर लॉ। आई होप आई एम क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू।
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Talking about the FIR. First information report is a written document which is prepared by the police when it receives information about the commission of an alleged offense. It is a report of information that reaches the police first in point of time, and that is why it is called the FIR. बहुत सारे बच्चे कुछ सोचते हैं, पूछते हैं मैम ये FIR क्यों होती है, ठीक है। तो इट इज फर्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ द, सबसे पहली इंफॉर्मेशन रिगार्डिंग एनी ऑफ द क्राइम that is received by the police is called as FIR. It is generally a complaint which is lodged with the police by the victim or by someone on his or her behalf. अगर किसी का मर्डर हो गया या किसी ने जो है जानलेवा हमला करा है, वो इस पोजीशन में नहीं है कि वो जाके पुलिस में कंप्लेंट कर सके, तो वो किसी से कहता है जाके प्लीज मेरी हेल्प कर दो, मेरे लिए जो है वो कर दो, आप जाके वहां पे बता दो कि भाई जो है मेरे को ऐसा हो गया, प्लीज FIR लॉन्च करा दो। Anyone can report an offense either orally or in writing to the police. आप वर्बली भी बता सकते हो, आप राइटिंग में भी बता सकते हो। इवन जो टेलीफोनिक मैसेजेस होते हैं वो भी FIR के अंदर कंसिडर किए जाते हैं अबाउट एनी ऑफेंस। आई होप दिस मच इज क्लियर।
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, why this FIR is important? This FIR is very important because it sets the process of criminal justice in the motion. किसी भी क्राइम के अगेंस्ट काम करने के लिए FIR बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट डॉक्यूमेंट होता है। FIR is when the FIR is registered in the police station, then the police takes up investigation of the case. वो तभी इन्वेस्टिगेशन ले सकती है जब FIR लॉन्च होगी। Anyone who knows about the commission of a offense can file an FIR. It is not necessary that only the victim of the crime should file an FIR. A police officer who comes to know about an offense can file an FIR himself or herself. Even पुलिस भी जो है FIR लॉन्च कर सकती है, ठीक है।
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
अब FIR कहाँ पे लॉन्च कराई जाती है? FIR can be filed in the police station of the concerned area in whose jurisdiction the offense has occurred. It must be made to the officer in charge of the police station, and if it is not available, the assistant sub-inspector is competent to enter upon the investigation. When a wrong FIR has, अच्छा, कई बार ऐसा होता है, आपने सुना होगा कि लोग ऐसा कहते हैं कि भाई जो ऑफिसर था उसने हमारी FIR लिखने से मना कर दिया। कई बार ऐसे भी आप लोग क्राइम पेट्रोल देखते हो बेटा क्लास?
Yes,
No,
मैम
ma'am.
क्या?
No,
जो
Yes,
लोग
ma'am.
ma'am.
देखते होंगे,
Sometimes.
हाँ, जो लोग देखते होंगे उन्होंने देखा होगा कि कई बार क्या होता है, कुछ लोग कहते हैं भाई हम तो पुलिस स्टेशन गए थे पर पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर ने हमारी जो है FIR ही नहीं लिखी, हमने जो उन्हें बताया वो उन्होंने लिखा ही नहीं, अब हम क्या करें, इसमें हमारी क्या गलती है ना? तो उस केस में इफ द ऑफिसर इन चार्ज रिफ्यूजेस टू रिकॉर्ड दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, द इंफॉर्मेशन मे बी सेंट इन राइटिंग एंड बाय पोस्ट टू द सुपरिटेंडेंट ऑफ पुलिस. If satisfied, that much information discloses the commission of a offense, shall either investigate the case himself or direct an investigation to be made by any other police officer subordinate to him. हम एसपी जो है सुपरिटेंडेंट ऑफ पुलिस होता है उसको भी हम डायरेक्टली मैसेज हम FIR लिख सकते हैं, भेज सकते हैं अपनी रिटर्न में बाय पोस्ट, और अगर उसे लगता है कि हाँ ये जो कंप्लेंट आई है ये सही है FIR, तो वो अपने या तो वो खुद उस पर जो है इन्वेस्टिगेट करे या फिर वो अपने किसी सबऑर्डिनेट अपने जूनियर ऑफिसर से कह सकता है कि आप जाके इस पे कार्यवाही करें. आई होप दिस इज ऑल क्लियर एंड अंडरस्टूड टू ऑल ऑफ यू.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Very good. Now coming to the police officials at the district level. See, there is a flow chart given in your book. Can you all see? Page 282.
Yes.
हाँ. Superintendent of police, then additional superintendent of police, then assistant deputy superintendent of police, ASP, DSP, फिर inspector of police, then सब inspector of police, SI जिसको हम एक इंस्पेक्टर बोलते हैं और फिर SI बोलते हैं, फिर ASI assistant सब inspector of police, फिर हम बोलते हैं HC head constable, then we have the police constable and then we have the चौकीदार. सबसे लोएस्ट इन हायरार्की जो है आपका चौकीदार होता है और सबसे ऊपर जो है कौन होता है आपका SP, सुपरिटेंडेंट
SP.
ऑफ पुलिस. ठीक है, ठीक है बेटा.
Yes, ma'am.
तो ये
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, और अब ये यहाँ पे इन दिस पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ दे हैव सिंपली टोल्ड यू अबाउट द पुलिस ऑफिशियल्स एट द डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल. सो Divyansh is going to read for me. Divyansh, do you have the book or your mic is working or not? युवराज, आप पढ़ेंगे? युवराज,
Ma'am, he is speaking something, but voice is coming low.
अच्छा मैम वो दिव्यांश कह रहे हैं नेट प्रॉब्लम. चलिए ठीक है, नो इश्यूज. तो अंकुर आप ही पढ़ दीजिए बेटा हमारे लिए.
Okay, ma'am. Police officials at the district level. A state is divided into several districts for the convenience of the administration. Administration of the district to maintain. The district collector look after the administration of the district to maintain law and order in the district. Several police officials are appointed. The highest police official in the district is superintendent of the police,
Superintendent of the police.
who is answerable to district collector. He
ठीक
is
है,
assisted by other police officers in maintaining law and order in the district. Below the superintendent of police is the deputy superintendent of police. Under him are the inspectors, sub-inspectors, assistant sub-inspectors, head constables, and chowkidars.
ठीक है. नेक्स्ट पढ़ो.
Each deputy superintendent of police heads the various subdivisions of the district. There may be five or more such divisions. The inspector of police supervises about 10 police stations. Each police station has sub-inspectors, assistants, sub-inspectors, head constables, and constables. In the villages, chowkidars are appointed who help the police in arresting the culprits. As we learned earlier, whenever an offense is committed, the police come into the picture as the investigating agency. Once within the purview
Once the
of the
court,
police
once
again,
the court,
the
once the court punishes an accused,
thing moves within the purview of the police again. The accused now comes to serve their term in the prison. Each district has a jail which is supervised by the jailer who looks after the functioning of the jails. Efforts are made to match the way of the criminals. They are taught different skills like basket weaving and carpentry.
Okay, fine. Now, each deputy superintendent of police heads the various subdivisions of a district. There may be 5 or more supervisors, about 10 police stations. Each such division, the inspector of a police supervises about. Is there anything to be explained, class? Please tell.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It is all. Acha, now those who are considered as criminals, in the jail they are not tortured, neither they are beaten. In the jail they are taught several things like basket weaving. Do you remember when Sanjay Dutt was in jail? He used to earn
Yes,
money.
ma'am.
He used to weave basket. They make mats. They are taught several things. So just to utilize their time in a productive manner, just to tell them that hard work is very important, and when a person does a hard work, has to be paid for the same. तो वो जो भी काम करते हैं जेल में, उसके लिए उनको पेमेंट दिया जाता है when once their punishment is over and when they are released from the jails, right?
Ma'am, do you know in Philippines the prisoners are taught to cook, and a restaurant is also there where prisoners are the chef and waiters.
That's really very good. That's really very good. This is what, no, see, हम ये कहते हैं ना कि जो criminals होते हैं, हमें नहीं पता वो किन परिस्थितियों के अंडर जो है criminals बने. तो we should try to find out the reasons. जैसे हम बच्चों के लिए कहते हैं ना कि कुछ लोग कहते हैं अरे बहुत डफर है, बहुत नालायक है, कुछ नहीं आता है. बट हम कभी ये जानने की कोशिश नहीं करते कि बच्चा प्रॉब्लम क्या फेस करता है. वी शुड ऑलवेज लुक एट द अदर साइड ऑफ इट. हम जो चीज हमें दिख रही है वो तो हमें दिख ही रही है, बट जो चीज हमसे हिडन है, वी शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट दैट फर्स्ट. क्योंकि अगर कोई बच्चा, देखो बच्चे बेटा दिमाग सब में होता है ना, बस सिर्फ फर्क पता है क्या होता है, कुछ लोग हेजिटेंट होते हैं किसी भी चीज को पूछने में, कुछ लोग बहुत जो है कॉन्फिडेंट होते हैं, कुछ लोग बहुत ही आउट गोइंग टाइप होते हैं, जिनको लगता है कि अगर हमें कोई डाउट है तो भाई हमें पूछना चाहिए, अगर हम पूछेंगे नहीं तो हमें पढ़ाई कैसे आएगी. आई ऑलवेज टेल यू ना कि पढ़ाई के लिए हमें हमेशा ओपन रहना चाहिए, और हमें कभी भी ये नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि टीचर हमारी क्या सोचेगी, बच्चे क्या सोचेंगे, हम मेरा मजाक बनाएंगे, मैं इतनी छोटी सी चीज पूछ रहा हूँ. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता, क्योंकि जो डाउट आपको है हो सकता है सामने वाले को ना हो, वो डाउट हो सकता है किसी बच्चे को ना हो, पर आपके अगर डाउट है तो यू शुड ऑलवेज कम अप कि नहीं, मुझे बताओ कि ये क्या है, मतलब क्यों है ऐसा. क्योंकि जब तक वो डाउट हमारा क्लियर नहीं होगा, हम फिर आगे बढ़ ही नहीं पाते हैं. तो बहुत सारे जो क्रिमिनल्स होते हैं, कई बार उनका क्रिमिनल बैकग्राउंड नहीं होता है, बट ड्यू टू दी सर्कमस्टेंसेस एंड दी कंडीशंस, दे मे लैंड इनटू अ सिचुएशन वेयर दे कमिट अ क्राइम. तो जो जेल्स होती है वहां पे इन लोगों को सुधारने के लिए काम किया जाता है. ठीक है, उनको वो जेल में है, इसलिए जेल में है, गलत काम करा है तो उनको मारो पीटो. नो, दिस इज नॉट डन. वहां पे उनको एक अच्छी लाइफ लीड करना सिखाया जाता है. जो नए क्रिमिनल्स होते हैं, जिन्होंने पहली बार ऑफेंस करा होता है, या जिन्होंने आउट ऑफ सर्कमस्टेंसेस या कंडीशन से जो है इन्फ्लुएंस होके कुछ कर देते हैं, तो उनको उनको ये बताया, उनको जो है ये कॉन्फिडेंस फील कराने के लिए कि भाई हमने परिस्थितियों के अगेंस्ट जाके काम करा, हमें नहीं समझ में आया कि हम क्या करें, तो अब हमें ऐसा नहीं करना है. ठीक है, वी विल बी अ बेटर सिटीजन, वी विल बी अ गुड सिटीजन. क्योंकि हमने जो भी करा वो हम कुछ गलत सर्कमस्टेंसेस में के अंडर करा, हमने उनसे इन्फ्लुएंस होकर करा. अब हम ऐसा नहीं करेंगे. तो वहां पे उनको ये सब चीजें सिखाई जाती है, उनको बताया जाता है मिलके कैसे काम करना है, लड़ना झगड़ना नहीं है, एक दूसरे को हेल्प करना है ना. तो ये इन सब चीजों को इसलिए करवाया जाता है ताकि वो जब जेल से निकल के बाहर आए तो वो और ज्यादा कट्टर ना हो जाए, वो और एक बेटर सिटीजन हो जाए. ठीक है, टुवर्ड्स गुड, नॉट टुवर्ड्स बैड बट टुवर्ड्स गुड. ठीक है,
Yes, ma'am.
फाइन.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
बेटा यहाँ पे एक चीज दी है इन्होंने, FIR एंड हु कैन लॉज एन FIR. ये तो हमने आपको बता दिया था अभी, है ना, बताया था ना अभी हमने आपको ये.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
A quick reading of this and then we proceed on. चलिए, who will read? Prachi, read.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, from FIR or who can lodge an
FIR,
FIR?
FIR, FIR.
Okay,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
may I read?
ठीक है, चलो प्राची आप पढ़ लो, गंगवार, प्राची गंगवार को पढ़ने दो, प्राची बेटा.
Okay, ma'am.
First information report FIR. The report pertaining to the occurrence of a cognizable offense received at the police station is called the first information report, popularly known as FIR. Since it is the first information about an offense, called also it is called so. On the receipt of this information, the police register the report in an FIR register and begins the investigation of the crime. Any person who knows about an offense or crime may give information to the police in the form of a complaint. This complaint can be given either orally or in writing. If it is an oral complaint, the officer in charge of the police station will convert it into a written one. The complaint is converted into an FIR by the filling of information into a form by the station house officer, SHO.
Very good.
The FIR should be lodged in the police station of the concerned area where the crime has taken place. Who can lodge an FIR? Anyone who knows about or has seen the occurrence of a
Cognizable
cognizable
offense.
offense can file an FIR. It is not necessary that only the victim of the crime should file an FIR. A police officer who comes to know about a cognizable offense can also file an FIR. After the registration of the FIR, investigation by the police begins.
ठीक है. Now, procedure of filing an FIR, what should be mentioned in the FIR? What should be done in the FIR if the FIR is not registered? Rakshit, can you hear me? Rakshit, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Please read this procedure of filing an FIR.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
हाँ जी. Read बेटा.
Ma'am, may I read?
Yes, Pradyumsh.
Procedure of filing an FIR.
Filing,
The
filing,
procedure of
filing.
filing an FIR is
Filing, Pradyumsh, filing.
oh sorry. Yeah. The procedure of filing an FIR is as described here. When information about the commission of a conscionable offense is given orally, the police must write it down. As a person giving the information or making a complaint, one can demand that the information recorded by the police is read out after being written down. Once the information has been recorded by the police, it must be signed by the person giving the information. The report should be signed only after verifying that the information recorded by the police is as per the details given. People who cannot read or write must put their left thumb impression on the document. A copy of FIR can be obtained from the police. What should be mentioned in the FIR? The following information must be given in the FIR. First, name and address. Second, date, time, location of the incident being reported. Third, true facts of the incident as